Trail runners, welcome back to Chasing Gold, where we are chatting with some of the top runners coming to the Black Canyon 100K this February, hoping to get one of those 3 golden tickets across the men's and females field. That is right, get on the podium and you can pack your bags because you are going to Western States. Today, we are chatting with none other than Preston Cates, aka Crazy Cates. Preston is young and is new to this sport. He's only got about a year of ultramarathoning behind him. He almost got a ticket last year at the Canyons 100K. He placed second in the uber competitive Lake Sonoma 50K, 50 mile, and he is coming off a collegiate career at Arkansas. Preston, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. New to the trail scene, but excited to dive in.
Nice. So how you transitioned from Western State University to Arkansas for Division I running, correct?
Yes, sir.
Nice. I heard through a source that the biggest perk running D1 that you had was the unlimited chocolate milks that you could get after workouts.
Yeah, I was pretty ecstatic about that. We had great facilities at both universities, but the amount of food and nutrition that University of Arkansas gave us was pretty absurd. And so then when we walked into the locker room, and there was just a fridge of, and no like monitoring. You can take as many as you want. So some of our teammates would take like 6, or whatever the sort. And so I was just flabbergasted by it. So every time we'd finish a long run, I'd make sure to grab 1 or 2. So
awesome. And the other big news you had this week, right? You decided you're going to be running with Nike for the next year or so.
Yes, sir. So that's super exciting news. I've been running in Nike stuff my whole life. It seems like just going through the collegiate system, and so I'm excited to add the swoosh officially to the logo, I guess. So
awesome. So how, now that you've been running ultramarathon, how has training changed from, say, as a collegiate runner to now getting into these bigger distances?
Yeah. So being at Arkansas, it's really a speed program. I mean, they ran some really prestigious track times. And so naturally I didn't have some of the speed as some of the milers did. And so I always found myself really excelling in those long runs and whatnot. So I've always found myself just wanting to see the potential I had with those longer distances. And so the transition itself, though, I've actually managed to still be training a lot of my stuff around like the regular like 7-minute pace, recovery pace stuff. But now I've just been adding a lot more volume and a lot more mobility and whatnot to make sure my body doesn't actually break down with handling those longer distances. So.
Sure. I think coming into this sport, you probably have a lot more speed than most with an 8K 2440, I heard. It's pretty quick.
Well, so I've ran a few different 8Ks throughout my career, but actually I ran a 2440 or so this year with just ultra training. And so
Whoa.
I didn't do any speed work and I ran it and I was stoked about it. I was like, that's super cool to know that all those hill training that we've been doing as an ultra runner translates pretty well. So.
Wow. And what kind of volume are you doing these days?
I track everything in time just
Sure.
because, a lot of people do so. And so right now I'm hovering around about 12 hours a week on just running. But I do 6 days a week. I like having a day off just to be a normal person and do whatever you want to do. So.
Absolutely. And what are the workouts looking like as you're coming into Black Canyon? Are you on pretty specific terrain, and what kind of intensity? Is it all 100K effort? Are you mixing in some faster stuff?
Yeah, so I am actually back in Hot Springs, Arkansas right now. I'm not in Boulder, so I grew up in Boulder, and so I actually came down here at the end of December, just wanted to avoid away some of the snow, get away from some of the snow. But I've also been helping out with one of the track teams here, and so I've been hopping in some of my buddy Dylan's track workouts, and so I've been doing a lot of volume just to get ready for 100K. But also, I'm like, a big thing of mine is I love diving in on just like the energy around me, and so I've done so many of my runs here just solo and the birds chirping and relaxing in nature. But when you're on the track, it's just electrifying, you know?
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I want to hop in and some of that too. And so I've been doing a few track workouts too to make sure I have some speed and just having that high energy level with it too. So.
And how you doing? Are you keeping up with the kids?
Actually, yeah. So the strength is helping pretty well to get nitty and gritty. But my buddy Dylan did rip through a 200 in like 25 seconds, and I started laughing at him because we started the rep, and I mean I ran like a 28 or something, but I was just like, dude, you're put on 40 meters on me in the span of like a 200, like that's absurd.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool. And so, what do you know about the Black Canyon course? Have you done your homework?
I actually watched some of the live stream last year, and
Okay.
so that was super cool. Then talk about changing the way of watching in the sport in general. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
super exciting. But yeah, I mean it's a lot of net downhill in the beginning, and then you got the serious climbs coming up in the second half. And so I've done my homework as much as I can virtually, I guess. But I'm excited to see the obstacles the course throws at me when I'm actually there too.
Absolutely. And what part of the course do you think best suits you? Are you a good climber, a good descender, or you're good at everything?
I like to think that I'm a good climber.
Okay.
So when I ran canyons, I mean, it was like 10,000 feet of elevation gain or whatever the sort, or something around there. And so I love throwing myself into steep races to begin with. And so I think climbing suits me well, but I think the speed that I have from track will suit me well too with this fast downhill. And so, but I guess it's just being patient and patient as long as you can until the real race starts happening later, about halfway through. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
the race traditionally goes out pretty quick. Um, so yeah, patience in those first 20 miles is crucial. It's something I feel you need to rehearse mentally for. If not, you'll get caught up and you'll be one of the many DNFs that happen from going out too fast.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
All right, I don't want to give away a big trade secret of yours, but we're going to talk about fueling and hydration, and it sounds like your magic go-to is some brown butter cookies.
I do love brown butter cookies from Whole Foods. Goodness, they are pretty legit. And so, but the thing is sometimes they're like too crispy, and so I got to figure out how to make my own brown butter cookies because like when you get a soft one, it's amazing. But if it's too crispy and yeah, I'm not about it. So, but yeah.
So are you going to be packing some cookies in your vest or your belt? Or what's the fueling strategy look like?
I'll make sure to eat a cookie before the race and a lot of cookies after the race, but I'm not really a cookie guy during the race.
Okay.
So,
What are you using during the race? What's in your bottles? What's in your pocket? How are you going to energize yourself for these 62 miles?
so usually I eat natural food. I mean, I don't have anything against goos or spring energy at all either. I usually put those in my pockets for like last resorts or like pick me ups if I'm struggling for sure. But in the beginning of races, I usually just stick with like some bars and some oranges and some bananas, and then I drink Tailwind usually, and then crush a lot of water as well. So.
Sure. And being in Arkansas, are you doing any sort of heat training to prepare for the desert?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sauna sessions, and doing so sauna's been good, and then doing right when you get out of the sauna, I jump in a cold shower and then back in the sauna and then back in the cold shower and vice versa. So
Nice, nice. And have you looked at the field of who's racing?
yeah, it is stacked.
It's pretty
And
stacked.
so I mean, I'm really worried about this guy named Scott. I heard he's pretty quick. So,
Yeah, he's
but
getting old. He's getting old. I don't think you have to worry about him.
oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I've raced a lot of competitive track races throughout my whole life, and Canyons was super competitive with this last year too. And so this is probably comparably the most competitive ultra race I've ran thus far.
For
And so
sure.
yeah, I'm excited just to meet the people racing it and just see what happens. So
Absolutely. We are now going to jump into the 10-question fast-paced fartlek round. Are you ready?
let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. First question. What sneakers will you be wearing at the Black Canyon 100K?
Probably the Nike SBs, the skateboarding shoes. Nah, I'm kidding. But no, I'll rock the Nike Trail Pegs, I think. So
Good choice. Good choice. All right, you win that golden ticket. Who you giving it to, Gene Wilder or Johnny Depp?
probably Gene Wilder. Johnny Depp kind of
Yes.
scares me a little bit, but
You are the first selection of Gene Wilder. I thought I was getting old. I'm happy to see that a youngster like yourself is still going with the classic.
yeah, Charlie's really poofy blonde hair.
Yep.
I'm gonna grow my hair out for it.
Nice. All right. Grocery store guilty pleasure outside of the cookies. What else you putting in that cart?
I mean, I like sweets. Maybe I might have to roll by the bakery and grab a donut or a apple fritter or something.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Walking onto the track, February 12th. You are the DJ and get to play whatever song you want. What is Preston Cates walking onto the track to?
Oh boy. Maybe do you know the song like Debaser? It's from Pixies. So one of my buddies just gave a suggested a like the 2006 football NCAA video game soundtrack, and that was one of the songs that just brought so much nostalgia to me, and so I can't get it out of my head right now.
All right. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it on the playlist. How about coffee? How do you take your coffee?
Cream and sugar.
Woo, we got a sweet guy. Another sweetie.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any race day superstitions?
So I wrestled in high school, and so every time before I compete, I act like I'm about to do like a little wrestling move because it just gets me in the right mindset. And so yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to steer clear from you at the start line. I don't want to be taken out. How about the desert? It is sunny. It is hot. Are you going with shades or no shades for race day?
I've never really ran in shades, so
Doesn't
say
need the
no.
shades. He's cool enough. Doesn't need the shades.
Yeah.
How about race day breakfast besides the cookie?
Ooh. I'm particular about this a little bit. I usually do like a handful of blueberries and like a half an avocado and some turkey and maybe some walnuts. But yeah.
Fair enough. All right, and either you can choose Boulder or Arkansas. Favorite local trail to run?
I'm gonna have to answer both.
All right, fair enough.
So in Boulder, I always love running the Lion's Lair on the backside of Mount Sanitas. It's just the perfect gradient that you can rip it and not have to worry about tripping, and you get to the
100%.
top of the mountain. So it's like cool.
I just talked to Claire Gallagher, and we were talking about trails, and I mentioned to her, how about Lion's Lair coming off the back of Sanitas? I actually love descending off that. It's so fast.
Super fun. And then in Hot Springs, there's this trail called Sunset. And so sometimes I purposely run it when the sun's setting just to get like the extra like magnified fun of it. And so it's really fun. So
Cool. Last question. The dust has settled. February 12th. Race is over. What place have you finished the Black Canyon 100K in?
whoo, buddy. I can already picture it. Probably second place behind you. So
Oh, Preston, thank you. Thank you for chatting. We will see you at the start line.